cashier at the Borgata, I see guys doing it when like they lose a pot.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just crazy to me. These
So
are smart
illogical.
guys too. Like, come on, they're not. This
And
is random.
The dealer does not care who they're bad beating.
Yeah.
Until you berate them, and then
Then they care. Yeah. Then
they
they're
care
rooting
very
against
much.
you.
you can see it. I have a question from @PTilla, Patrick Tiller. What color are the silk briefs? I believe.
Wait, what?
Silk briefs.
I believe that's in reference to a tweet I made about silk briefs that I'm wearing today.
Oh, you're fancy today?
Yeah, just today. I decided today was a good enough day.
I would say they're probably green.
What about you? Got a guess on my silk briefs? Don't check me out. Just guess.
Gray. I'm thinking gray for some reason.
Sir, you're a smart man. They are.
Wow.
They're like a.
Yeah.
Wow, actually, they're camouflage.
Nice.
They're like
I
a
this.
black and gray camouflage.
All right,
Nice.
that's great. Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome. Moving on.
Oh, this is cute. Seth Zimmerman says, best crew ever, actually enjoying this. Must be hard for Alex not to be vulgar. But actually, it doesn't look that, you don't look that pained right now.
No, I'm relaxed. I think it's, you know, I'm not the only vulgar one in the group.
Yeah.
I think we're all relatively vulgar in one way or another.
Yeah, you gotta be.
I'm a lady. Alex laughs. Thanks.
You laughed. You laughed faster than I did.
And I see we're getting some requests for the Catholic hymns.
Yes. Yes.
Pre us going on air, me and Alex were singing a rendition of One Bread, One Body.
Bonding, I believe it's called bonding.
Yeah.
We just met.
Yeah, we just met, which is, for those of you who are not Catholic, or not raised in the Catholic school systems, a very popular hymn that they made us sing at church that we remember.
And sang about 3 verses of it.
Yeah, it was great. And we saw Ace 10 off suit fold,
Yeah.
early position.
Which is pretty good. They're 10-handed still, right?
Yeah, 10-handed.
It's a pretty disciplined fold.
And we got David Freed owing it in with 11 and a half
And he's
bigs.
going to run into queens.
Ooh,
The first hand David's really
Yeah,
playing.
and this is really standard. Just no way to not shove, I don't think.
Yeah.
Very quick all in over the top.
From-
And we see that a 9 is dead. This is not good news for David.
And
David has just under 12 big blinds. I'm shoving here with 9s. And I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
very unfortunate that he's going to see queens
yeah.
by the other David.
And he sees the bad news.
Pocket queens. David shows pocket 9s. He'll need a 9 to catch up. Our flop is 5 of hearts, 6 of diamonds.
No help on the
4
flop.
of diamonds. No help for either player.
Backdoor diamonds for David Holm.
10 of diamonds.
And he's going to need the last 9 of hearts.
River is our 5 of
Doesn't get there. And that's unfortunate.
Nothing you can do there, really. It's
Yeah. Feel bad for him. That's David Freed out in 10th place for $24,322.
I think that was actually
Ooh, that's wrong.
15.7. 15.7.
15.7. Yeah, it says it right there. And not bad for $500.
Definitely not bad, but probably leaving with a sour taste in his mouth,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
for sure.
him.
And we got David Holm chipping up significantly.
But the first hand he played, too, just
Yep.
gets to wake up with the queen and the queen.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, he's a power plant operator, and he has 50K in live tournament earnings, so he's not
He's been around a little bit.
Yeah, he's been around the block. But he started day 2 with less than 100K in chips.
Do we have a question also? How much are the brown-colored chips from @Joey2Mush? I'm not sure. We should find that out.
I've never had one, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think they're 100K. But no, that's just a guess.
I think, actually, aren't the white ones 100K? Because when they pushed out a stack of 20, it was 2 millis.
I'm sure
Pretty
you're
good
right.
observational
I think,
skills.
are they, I don't know.
Miss Kerstetter.
Why, thank you. I thank you, Alex Rocha.
Okay, so the brown ones are the
Browns are
highest.
500,000.
500K.
They must
Yeah,
be.
that makes sense.
This is fun. We're like figuring out like Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
@which Chris Moon asks if I will marry him.
All right, our button is in C3 at our 9
He usually asks me. I'm sad now.
He's moved on.
Well,
I'm gonna have to think about it. It's pretty serious.
I think
Commitment,
Megan's
marriage.
a little cuter. Just a
Megan-
little, though.
Megan is definitely cuter. Just a little, correct. I don't know what Chris Moon looks like. Let's take a look. Oh, not bad.
he's a good-looking dude.
Oh yeah, he's not bad looking actually. Yeah. I'll have to get back to you on that, Chris Moon.
Our chip leader raising with ace-6 offsuit for min. In early mid position.
We got an update. They said the brown ones are 250K, and we were called dolties, which I think we earned by not knowing what
Yeah,
the chips
we're-
are worth.
Who let us know that?
Dan, he plays as a Red Sox net on Party Poker.
Oh, Dan Sunig.
Yes, I never
Yes.
know how to say his last name.
And we got an all-in for 6 big blinds from Elver Mariki with ace-2 suited. And I don't like this play, even though he's very short. It's no fold equity. He has a very easily dominated hand. And you can wait with 6 big blinds. You can for sure wait.
Especially with a couple other people on the rocks, too. There's
yeah.
a chance someone
And-
else has to fall on the sword
Right.
first.
And I fall into this
Did ace-6?
Whoa.
Wow.
ace-6
Wow.
open,
Ace-6 open and ace-deuce just
ripped. Yeah.
shoved, no fold equity.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
Wow.
very lucky.
And Elver gets there. But I understand Elver's thought process. He's the shortest stack, but he really can wait. And, like, anything could happen. Like, there could be aces, kings, and queens, against 3 big stacks that they
You
just
could
get
make
it
an
in.
extra
And you could just,
$30,000.
yeah. So you got to be folding there. But as it turns out,
Elver is a professional boxer.
never
So
mind.
we might not want
Great
to pick
play,
on him
Elver.
anymore.
Elver is a professional
Yeah.
boxer. That was a great play.
That's a great
and
play.
I'm glad,
Moving
I'm
on.
glad you hit your deuce.
Yeah.
Best of luck the rest of the way.
I hope that's the only thing you hit today.
Yes.
He's doubling up. He still looks kind of mad, like he might
Yeah.
punch something. That's
Yeah, no.
great.
Yeah, wasn't enough in the pot for him.
Chip leader.
Yeah, he's a bit
Again.
early, I think, Ryan Jones.
Yeah, he's not had the best day thus far. I've played with Ryan Jones before, now that I think about it.
And he still has 32 blinds.
Definitely looks familiar.
We like how he's been playing, though, pretty much thus far, minus the ace-queen
Ace-queen
flat. He could have
flat.
shot him up there, but
Yeah.
not outrageous. So he's just good and a little bit unlucky. I think he's a good-looking guy, too, no?
Which
What do you
guy?
think? I can't really tell, though.
boxer?
For
Yeah,
someone
the boxer.
who's boxed, usually their faces are all kinds of messed up, and he's not very messed up.
What do
He's
we-
kind of cute.
What do you think?
Again, he's a boxer, so I think he's a great-looking guy, and I think a woman would be more than happy to have him. Lucky. I'm going to continue my streak of never being punched in the face before. 25 years
Wow,
going
that
strong.
is a jinx.
I know. Oh, my
That
God.
was not smart.
Knock on wood. Megan has a mean left.
Okay, we have a tweet. We have a serious question from Michael Samuelson saying, any advice for players dealing with anxiety at final tables, especially TV ones?
Xanax.
Wow, that was very
Stop a
American
bar.
of you to be like,
Stop a bar.
medicate.
I actually can really relate to this because, believe it or not, I have tons of anxiety when I play live, especially when it's something with players that I know. And I have a lot of these like fears come up about like looking stupid, like making a play and looking dumb. So like for a lot of the time when I was starting to play live, even though I was like a hyper aggro online guy, I would play very tight live because I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want to get outplayed, and that those fears really they took control of me a bit. And really my advice to that is just keep playing and really focusing on playing the game that you know, and you have to what it is there's going to be a point in the tournament where you think that something is going to work, or you want to make this bluff, or you want to make this phrase, and you got to just do it. Like you got to be vulnerable, And I think with life too, like you have to be vulnerable and let your feelings out there, even though it feels gross to do. So for me, yeah, just like keep playing and really honoring what it is that you think is the right play, regardless of the outcome.
I agree. Take your time. Like, even if you're scared and you're afraid to make a bluff or some, like, go out there in a hand, Like, the more time you sit, like, you take and think about it, like, you kind of get your courage up and still make the play anyway. If you, like, snap fold a hand because you're afraid to be in a
Great, yeah, that's a
spot,
good
like, you
point.
regret it later.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a good point. Yeah, because a lot of times I would just snap fold and yeah, and you feel bad about it. And what would end up happening for me is like I would make these. I'll be like, I would see a spot, I wouldn't take it. I would see a spot, I wouldn't take it, and then I hate myself on the inside, and then I would end up like spazzing. That's why you see these guys that are like very tight and then they spaz. I feel like that's a big reason because they're like, I should have taken the spot, I should have taken the spot, and then they just all of a sudden are all in because they just can't deal with it. And you got to be willing to take negative criticism from people, because
Yeah, looking stupid can actually make you money later, too. If you make some outrageous play that everyone's talking about and then you are actually kind of a tight player, you might actually make money off of having some crazy hand
Vanessa
that you took a risk.
With
Exactly.
her 5 deuce of clubs
She's
hand
probably
at that
made
NAPT.
money off of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably. She has made many dollars from that.
what do you think, Alex? You got any?
Yeah, I thought that was very honest of you to share, by the
Thanks.
way, and interesting. I personally have noticed a lot of times live, I need to work on my breathing, whether it be in a big bluff spot or a big value spot. It's not really weighted towards one or the other. And I think I've done a little research and talked to other pros, and I know you're kind of into this, but I know meditation helps
Yeah.
a lot with breathing, and I know some people think meditation is silly, but I mean, if you just want to do a few, breath exercises before a big final table or something to calm your nerves, I know meditation can be very helpful and something that I personally am looking to get more into so I can be more relaxed at the table because I, too, sometimes deal with it.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, by all means, I see the action.
But tons of action. So Mike was put in a really weird spot, and I think he made the right decision. With Ryan's raise, and Ryan has shown that he's capable of raise folding and also raising hands that are kind of garbagey, like a6. So 7's right to be ahead, and I think he made a pretty good play by shoving all in.
Do we know
Taking
the
a little bit of
positions?
risk.
Under the gun, plus
Ryan
one.
was
Wow.
under the gun.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I just
risky, but
fold
his last under
personally.
the gun move was a6 off. Like, he's definitely capable of being light.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tough spot.
Yeah, I think
Ryan's in a tough spot now.
I think I would fold too.
Yeah, I think
but
I fold personally, but I mean, I don't fault him.
Yeah, me neither. It's scary that it'd be all in.
Yeah, definitely. See, my breathing right now would be if
Dude,
I ever.
I always think I'm a nit, and then when people like you or don't ever call you nit, you're like, it's scary to be all in. I'm like, aw,
Yeah.
you guys have the same feels.
Yeah, I'm like being all in. Wow, he's getting the stare
This is
down.
a good play, though. I really think he's picking up so many chips when he gets through right now.
Yeah.
And he's putting himself in a position where he could actually play poker after this if he gets through.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like the heart that is showing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot. I don't think I call here ever with ace 10 in the spot.
No,
Can't
that's
be
a
If
flat.
I
ahead.
open
Like,
under the
you
gun and under the gun 1 shoves,
You're
15
praying
bigs.
that you hit a 10, and
Yeah.
then that would even be good, basically. Like,
Yeah.
It's just
And he really just doesn't want to get into showdown type situations. I don't think really with anything. Like I wouldn't be. I would if I had ace queen and I'm Ryan opening on the gun. I hope it just gets through or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to be way in.
So Ryan's having a tough time. Like,
Yeah, man.
nothing has gone his way so far.
I don't. And yeah, it's unfortunate for him.
Chris M says silk underwear also helps with anxiety.
Yeah, it does. Good call. Good question, Michael Samuelson.
Yeah, for sure.
I think a lot of rec players who make final tables think that like they're very worried about getting pushed around and stuff too,
Yeah.
which I mean to some extent it happens. Like you're gonna open on people's blinds who are a little bit weaker and everything, but for the most part, like you can protect yourself by just playing decent poker, playing a little bit ABC, seeing how the table is shaking out before you start making any crazy plays. And it's a good way to deal with anxiety is to like actually have a hand the first time you play a hand.
Yeah.
Action's up to Mike. He folds. David.
And I found too that like even if I do something like I want to do something, I want to 3-bet, I want to throw in a 4-bet or something like that, and I do it and I listen to like my gut and it doesn't work, I don't care. Like I don't care because I'm now very present and I'm checked into the game. Whereas if I pass on it, I'm not. And I did that in a few tournaments and ended up doing well in the tournament, even though I punted off those chips or whatever.
Attaboy.
Yeah, and then you have that confidence.
We have Elvier here going it all in with ace king off from under the gun
Yeah.
2.
I don't
For a
mind
little
this
less
at
than
all.
15 bigs,
Yeah.
it's also I would also do
Yeah,
that.
I
and
would
for
also
for you
wager them
guys that
all.
are sort of new to poker, post flop is by no means an easy. Post flop in no limit hold'em is by no means easy to play, and if you just want to rip with a hand, even if you think it's too many chips, then just rip.
All right, Elver has ace, a diamond, king of clubs. Dave has ace of clubs, queen of clubs.
anything, right? Okay.
So he's ripped here for 14 bigs. Oh, and we got an all.
Yeah, he does get looked up by ace queen of Kenny. Okay, ace queen suited from the small.
Yeah,
What percentage of stack is that of his? He's 3.9 behind.
yeah. So it's a lot, 60% or something.
There's the king.
King on the turn.
Okay.
Elver celebrating,
Got one out.
but it's
He flexed his muscle. I don't know if
yeah.
you saw that. Kenny confident going to the river.
All right, let's see a river.
Another king, and Elver, the boxer, will double up. How do you feel about Kenny's get in, Alex?
I don't know where the short stacks stand right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's for a large percentage of his chips. Anybody shove +2? I think it's a side fold.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, obviously, ace queen suited is a very attractive hand.
Yeah.
And he only had the big blind behind him. But that being said, I mean, he did shove 15 bigs or so early position with ICM implications. We're looking to be flipping
Yeah.
more often, if not dominated, than not. And I think it's just a pitch into the muck,
Yeah.
unfortunately. You agree?
Yeah, for sure. All that ICM stuff, and you don't. I mean, we did just see him reshove ace-2 suited with no fold equity. But generally speaking, like psychologically, when someone has gained a lot of chips, he's not going to just be like sticking it in there with utters. I mean, I guess you're really hoping that he has a hand like ace jack suited.
Yeah.
I don't know what he would do with ace jack suited if he had it.
And that's the thing. I think you have to, if you are who's my man Kenny. If you are Kenny, I think you have to assume that if he does have a worse ace, that he's not going to be shoving 15 bigs with it
Right. Yeah.
from early position.
So, Alex, do you have any interesting hands from this tournament?
Yeah, I wanted to comment before. I thought it was very funny that you were saying about being present. I was actually having a conversation with my roommate and my girlfriend yesterday about how present I felt during this tournament, this event one. I did get 94th, and it was a decent run, but I just felt very in control of everything at the table and the things that I had control over. As far as things I did and decisions I made. And it's actually the first time in a long time that I felt that present and in control, which was nice, actually.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, actually, it may sound silly, and I know Olivier Bousquet has actually tweeted about it before, but I did not have my phone on me. I was listening to music, but I tried to keep my phone away pretty much, more or less, at all times. And I think I mean, we have tournament professionals got their iPads at the table and phones, and I know it's a very common thing to see. But for me personally, I just find that if I focus and just, am hyper-focused, that I think, my edge increases just that much more against my opponents, and my ROI goes up significantly.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Because we all really are smart people, like in terms of like if we observe things, like the answers just generally come, without even have to like overthink. So it makes perfect sense that if you're just like zoned in and focused at the table, that like you just go, you're in flow with whatever with the universe. You're just you're seeing and you're acting, and yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that you felt like that, and it's great when you can feel like that, and it's frustrating when you feel like you can't. Some days, I'm playing and I just feel like I can't get dialed into this table no matter what I do. You
just kind of know you're about to bust.
Yeah.
That's
David mucking the ace jack off.
what was that, under the gun?
I don't know.
Fours immediately mucking as well. I do like that.
Matt goes all in.
Who mucked fours? Or the boxer?
That's a good question. It went and came fast, but
Yeah.
assuming it was one of the middling stacks, and I'm definitely okay with that. I would probably open ace jack off. I don't know what
Yeah,
his
for
stack
sure.
size is, but that
Yeah,
is definitely in my
he has
opening
enough
range.
chips. Yeah, he has enough chips for sure. I'd be opening pretty wide for sure. I'd definitely be opening. And Matt is all in for 10 bigs with king queen off.
Queen off.
Would have been interesting to see what he did with the hand if David Hum had opened.
Did he shove? How much did he shove?
10 bigs,
10
I'm pretty
bigs.
sure. And it got through.
Yeah, it seems pretty standard shove by him. Once folded two. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what he would have done had ace jack opened.
Yeah, I would definitely
If he would have
advise
shoved, and then if ace jack called.
yeah, I would definitely advise a fold, but
Definitely.
let's see. So David was under the gun, so he folded the ace jack off tight, but I guess reasonable. I would open, and then next stack, I'm pretty sure it was Elver who mucked the fours. You said you'd fold. I'd still probably just open
What
just
is
because.
what is his stack?
So
I
let's see.
I thought he had like 18 bigs.
I think he has more because he just doubled.
Okay.
I think because
Oh,
he had
that's right. He had 15 and then doubled, so he has
He
like
15 doubled.
34ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd open, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I would open. I would
Yeah.
open fours.
But also these guys too. Like I know for me at least, I've been playing poker professionally for 10 years, and I feel like I've only gotten good post flop within like the past like literally 2 years. Like when it
yeah.
really comes to like playing aggro and like barreling and stuff like that. Like it really took me that much time and that much experience seeing hands. So these guys, like I'm not going to assume that they know what they're doing that much post flop. So I'm fine. But a hand like fours, what do you,
Yeah, a lot of the times I'm finding myself answering and responding to questions as if I were them.
Right.
Instead of
Yeah, yeah,
myself. My standard play is certainly going to be a lot different than
Good point.
these, admittingly inexperienced players, or not inexperienced, but first time playing for this large sum of money, which is going to affect every single one of their decisions.
Yeah, for sure. And we have an instant all-in by Matt again, now with 12.5 bigs, with ace jack suited. And if you're Brian, you can't get it in there.
No,
with
yeah,
ace jack
I
off.
fold ace jack off. Obviously, we see the graphic, and they have the same hand, but I fold ace jack off in Brian's spot and do not fault him for doing so.
David folds. Matt takes it down.
And he takes it down. And he's played solidly so far. I haven't seen anything bad from him at all.
That Matt Schafman from Livingston, New
Yep.
Jersey, at Matt Schafman.
And he also has 50K in live tournament earnings, so he's no slouch. He final tabled the Poker Stars Sunday Million before Black Friday.
Ah.
I wonder what his online name is.
Do you have any final tables in the Sunday Million?
I won the Sunday Million once.
Boss.
I only final tabled it once, that was my biggest score ever. And I won it on October. 219. I won it on October 10th, 2010. 10-10-10, and my winning hand was pocket tens. Hit a 10 on the flop.
Let me guess, 10-10.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Yeah. It was the day after my favorite niece Stella was born. So I thought there was some significance.
Lots of positive omens there.
Yeah.
Brian. Brian folds. Edgar folds to Kenny.
And I really didn't know who Alex was before this. I had seen his name around and heard people talking of him, but didn't know that we actually played online quite a bit. And I have a lot of respect for his game. I didn't know his screen name up until today, so it's cool to see the people that you've battled with and stuff.
Thank you very much. Likewise. You you backed one of my friends actually.
Who's that?
I met him. He's a friend of mine, CZ Glory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in my first summer in Vegas, I met him out there and through 2+2 and became roommates for the summer. And I remember that was my first hearing of you.
He's a nice guy.
I backed him.
And we just saw a 7-3 off blind steal by our chip leader, Ryan. So I really like it. I really like the way he's played, even though he's not ran super well. I like seeing him trying to once a bit.
Yeah, he's onsing.
he's definitely onsing a bit. So hopefully hopefully he wins some more chips, because I like seeing this aggro style play.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's had some unfortunate happenings, but, seems to be composed and still putting the pedal to the metal, which I think is definitely optimal in this specific setting. Have a tweet from @Buckshot457. What are your thoughts on my dog? Over the air answers only, please. It's a friend of mine. You have a great dog.
What kind of dog is it?
And I miss her dearly. I think she's like a golden lab wolf mix or something like that. It's a boss dog though. Solid dog.
Mike raises to 825.
At Red Sox Net 5, I now have one bread, one body stuck in my head. Thanks,
One
guys.
bread, one body.
One load of all.
And we have Mike opening it up with King Deuce of Spades. He's opening on. I'm very bad at math.
15-ish big blinds.
15-ish bigs.
I'm not the greatest on decimal point math, so we're going to use ish a lot.
Yeah, and he's opening the cutoff. I like it. Mike. Good aggroness. I just got a text from Darren Elias. Sick brag to be texting with Darren Elias. I know, saying you need to answer this live stream a little bit harder.
Wow, yeah, you should. I just got a text from my mom. Sick brag, I know. She said you sound like a natural. Thanks, Mom. Not quite Darren Elias, but still Mom.
And we're seeing Byung Yu defending its big blind fairly liberally with the 7-6 offsuit. And we might have to see some action here.
Ooh.
Thoughts on the blind defend from Byung?
Cutoff opens and
for about min.
And we defend. Yeah, I personally probably would. Yeah. Facing a min raise, I think what does Byung have 30-some bigs?
Wow, I like the way Mikkel's playing this. Just checking.
Oh wow, that's an unfortunate turn card.
Definitely. I feel like when you check a lot of times, people just bet for no reason.
Yes.
I don't know that it's so much of a pot control type check. I mean, I guess it is a bit, but with the amount of chips that he started with, it's going to be really tough for him to be folding top pair.
He's probably going to have to pay 2 streets.
Yeah. And Byung is leading with his nut straight.
I like it. Nut straight, easy to play.
Easy to play. 1.1 million. So
wow, Mike snap called.
yes, we got a snap call. And I guess we're Mike, we're rooting for a club on the river, something to slow down the action maybe a bit. But this shouldn't be a scare card. I would imagine to see a bet of about 2 million from Byung. Doing something like shoving for pot, I think, is bad, just because.
I don't think Mike's perceived range can call a shove here often.
Yeah, and plus people just don't want to call all in.
Exactly.
That's why I like if I'm all in. I like to be bluffing. But
This is going to be unfortunate from Mike here. Byung went with a bet of 2.2. I like it. About half of Kyle's stack.
I don't think there's any way you can fold. I would be snapping this off, I think.
And yeah, he did. He did in fact snap it off.
Yeah.
6 of spade.
Props to Mike, though. I like the way he played that hand.
Yeah, I like it too. It's unfortunate,
And
obviously.
and
You ever maybe hero or tank call, tank side call, tank hero fold?
What, the king
River?
too? No, I don't have that. I don't have that sort of discipline. I don't think.
Yeah.
Or you think you would?
No, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could do it, especially the way you played the hand. It's kind of just gonna play itself.
Agreed.
That's if someone folds there, that's some top level type stuff. David Katai would fold.
Face up.
Yep.
So what about you, Jamie? Any text from your mom or
No,
Darren
my
Elias?
mom is skiing. She's oi.
Oh wow, Your mom's a boss on the
She
ski
really is a
slopes.
boss. Like, I was like, I'm doing a live stream. She's like, oh, good luck. I'll be skiing. I'll see ya.
She hasn't got the headphone in, locked
My
to
mom's
her.
here when it, like, what if I final tabled something big, she'd be the biggest fan. She'd be hanging out, drinking Coors Lights.
Yeah, I actually got I went sort of deep in a World Series event this summer, and my dad, who he'll watch and whatever. I got a call from him the next day, and he's just like, Mark, I thought I was gonna get a little bit of congrats, and he's like, Mark, he's like, you gotta be a little bit more patient, I think. And
Oh,
I kind
man.
of agreed in it, but it also kind of was like,
Brutal.
so I was not feeling too good about it.
Yeah.
Your dad sounds like my dad.
That's how my dad was growing up too. Like I'd come home and have like a 98 on a calc test. He'd be like, "Oh, what'd you get wrong?" Thanks, Dad.
Man, dad's everywhere.
How about you, Alex? You go to school?
I went to. I did not go to college. I went to an acting high
that's
school,
weird, huh?
performing arts high school in New York, called Frank Sinatra School of the Arts. It was in Queens, New York.
Cool.
Tony Bennett is actually the founder. Was there often. And then
Whoa.
from there, I went to an acting conservatory in the city. It's a place that Ed Norton went, and the chick from Weeds, Mary Louise Parker, and a few others. I was playing poker on the side and profiting more and more, but was not a professional by any means. And
Mm-hmm.
I started to make more money from poker than I was from acting.
Right.
And I decided to focus more on poker. And here I am.
Thoughts on acting in the future?
One of my poker was never a long-term or longest-term thing for me. I enjoy the game. I'm probably
Is
gonna play
that,
it
is that
for the
why
rest of my life.
you've never managed to get better? You're just
What?
doing this for a little while until you
Yes.
start.
Ooh.
Exactly. We're biding our time. We're biding our time. But no, definitely always plan to get back into it. All my friends,
Cool.
pursued careers in it and are doing well, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
for me.
you're a very entertaining guy. I could totally see you going that route.
I did a little stand-up actually about a year
Really?
or so ago. Yeah, we did it for like 6 months. A
Wow.
lot of my good
Mad-
friends
mad
are
respect for that.
stand-up comedians in New York City that do very well.
Uh-huh.
So I was able to see a lot of stage time that I wouldn't have otherwise had I been, a starting stand-up comic. So it was got a lot of experience in 6 months. Again, very tough, very hard to pay the bills with stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Did you see any parallels between stand-up comedy and poker?
I would say maybe more. I don't know. I get that question a lot. Oh, you're good at poker because you acted for 15 years. And it's
Right.
like,
Yeah. Which is.
I don't really know if there's a direct correlation there. I mean, I'm more comfortable in my skin maybe because of
that's
it.
good. That's huge.
So that definitely helps.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a firm believer of that. Like, whatever passion it is that we just naturally have, I feel like it's, like, helping us with our life, too. Like, I feel like as my poker game progresses, like, I get better, like, at just, like, living life and not holding weight to things that really shouldn't matter, like what other people think about us or, like, being your true self. Like, I feel like the struggles that I have with that in poker, are molding me as a person, too. So a lot of people just see poker, you're a poker player, whatever, but,
I definitely feel like that I knew what it was like to have a job I had no passion for, and to wake up and do it every day and spend like 50 or 60 hours of a week doing something I didn't want to do, and literally dreading Mondays and looking forward to Fridays and rushing through like 75% of your life. And even though poker is a harder living financially, I'm a lot happier just like hanging out with you guys and trying to get better at a game I actually still enjoy.
Dude, that's great. I mean, mad respect for that, because a lot of people just take the easy road and the route that
The safe one where you just get paid all the time. That was kind of cool though.
Yeah,
when you
that's
just
nice.
check your account, you're like, oh, more money. That's cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I didn't have that. Poker.
Yeah, you've been grinding life. Like
Yeah.
stand-up comedy might be the only thing less stable than poker.
I mean, for sure. I was at a crossroads and I looked at poker as the more stable thing. That's a funny crossroads. But no, it's nice. Acting is definitely my passion. Poker's become a passion of mine, so that's why I've been doing it for 6 years or something like that.
This is really cool. This wasn't on the stream last time, but they have all the stats, pre-flop stats on players. I don't know if we could like bring them up ourselves. I don't think we can. They randomly come up.
Yeah.
But I would love to see
Yeah.
Kenny's. I was like saying it 100 times, and I'm not picking on him. I think it's really awesome, like to still be able to be like, I like playing King Jack. I'm playing King Jack. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's final table. Let's go.
Yeah. Props to Kenny though. He's tightened up a lot. He's just been
Mhm.
folding. There's a lot of times you see when people's stacks go down, they're just really frantic to get it in.
Yep.
You know, I do that sometimes.
Lays it down to be young.
Got a question from Kevin McColgan at Bukowski101.
Love Bukowski.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
nice guy. Alex, Jamie, do you feel your Twitter games have peaked, or is the best to come? I don't know. You want to take it? I feel like yours is still going. I feel like mine has suffered a little bit in recent times. Oh, let's
Yours-
go. We have an all in here from Matt on the
Mm.
button.
Matt looks confident in what he's doing.
Yes.
You know, he just snap away in. You know, it's a pretty standard spot, but I mean he just with the confidence that he's
Yeah, he
exuding.
knows what he's doing. So, Alex, you'd say that your account has Burbicked?
No, I wouldn't go that far. No, I just my volume has been less over the past.
That's what happens when you get a
7 months.
girlfriend. You got better
Yeah,
things to
I have
do.
I have a new girlfriend. I'm living life. You know, it's the little tidbits and ins and outs of my life. Some of them I think my girlfriend would like for them to remain private. So I mean, I can't necessarily make the same jokes I would have made maybe 8-9 months ago, out of respect for her and her mom that follows me on Twitter. How about you, Jamie?
Sorry, I was distracted. I don't know. I love Twitter. It's great.
Yeah, it's good.
It's my entertainment. I don't really know. Like I assume it'll change at some point because the things I find funny, other people don't. I guess.
They
I don't
suck.
know. Yeah, those people are wrong. Give me 1 minute. Sorry.
First act.
Yeah, I have like 34 drafts from 2014 that I haven't used, and like, you know, some of them are outdated and inappropriate. But I would like to just post them and get rid of them. I'm hoarding them at this point. And for you, Kevin Bukowski asks Mark, in one sentence, use as many words as you created
no.
as possible.
No, I don't think so. Some of them aren't suitable for on air. Chirp really pillaged when he onsonerated that bird with pocket udders and tishied his remaining adult opponents on the river.
Wow.
That was
like probably 5 or
amazing.
That was pretty good. I think I got a lot more than that than I was expecting to. I think I knew exactly what you said, except for what are pocket udders?
Okay, so this is one that I like a lot now. Udders would be like if, say, I shot someone up with udders, like I 3-bet someone with just like a terrible hand. Udders would be like off-suited,
Ah,
I think.
all right,
You know,
okay.
but
Oh, I
udders
have a
could just
new.
be nothing.
Do you want to? The only way it'll become a new thing is if you start doing it.
Okay.
So I was calling 8s ants because they kind of look like ants, and if I had red 8s, they were fire ants.
Ants.
wow. Yeah.
Ants. I cannot. Because we have.
You have something for 8s, I'm
Snowman
pretty
and
sure,
stuff.
right?
Yeah,
I know a lot of
but
people that use
ants are
your
so cute, though.
vocabulary, and I'm pretty sure you have 8s